Hi everyone, it's Sarah again. I'm here today to share something deeply personal and painful for me. I want to share an experience I never imagined I would face. No mother ever even thinks of this. And I hope my story helps raise awareness and makes a big difference. I want to discuss the emotional experience of creating a will and a trust after losing the person you imagine passing everything down to, your child. Due to the senseless act of a drunk driver, this will never be. This just isn't about paperwork or legalities. It's about confronting the weight of grief and the difficult choices that come with losing every person who was meant to be your future. As a mother, also as a father, we create legacies, not just bring children into the world. Legacies. We hold dreams, expectations, and precious moments shape our vision of life that will outlast us. Memories. Beautiful memories. I have always believed that everything my husband and I built, collected, and cherished would someday belong to our son, who would carry our story forward. I never, ever crossed my mind that he would not be with me till the end of my days. Every family heirloom, each stitch in the handmade quilts that were made, the jewelry passed down through generations, and the countless photographs that hold stories only we can tell, were all meant for him to read and to enjoy when he got older. They were meant to symbolize the love, the history, and the life that would carry on with him and his family. However, when the unthinkable happened and I lost him to a drunk driver, that vision shattered forever. The future I had once found comfort in imagining slipped through my fingers like sand. Suddenly, I found myself sitting at a desk, staring at papers and facing decisions that no parent should ever have to make. I wasn't just protecting the legacy of my child. I was trying to preserve what remained of our story from being lost to time, because there is no one else to carry on my family line. Just because someone wanted to go out and have fun and get drunk. Dennis Rodriguez Abeda Jr. Then came the moment when the attorney used her professional tone and asked me questions that felt like daggers. What do you want? A cremation or a casket? Where would you like to be buried? And who will be the trustee? I sat there stunned by the weight of it all. Isn't that supposed to be my son? Isn't he the one who should be making these decisions for me one day when the time comes? The thought was nearly unbearable. Tears began to flow as panic and loneliness resurfaced, suffocating me with their familiar embrace. The questions flooding my mind were painful and relentless. Who would inherit these precious items now? Who would inherit them? Who would appreciate the value of the love letters my husband wrote to me while he was serving in the Army? Does anyone realize that wool blanket labeled in the 1700s holds not just fabric, but also the history of generations who cherished it before me. Trash will end up screwed on the house, on the floor, with other furniture and pictures, because there's no one left. What about the jewelry that adorned the women of my family during both moments of celebration and mourning? My grandmother's watches, diamond watches. Who do they go to? Who do I give them to? Do they lay here too? As this house crumbles because there's no other family to come to it? Or the photographs that capture the smiles of loved ones who are now gone, but those faces will still echo through my home. Probably fallen off the wall as somebody stumbles through it to see what's here. Would these cherished items be reduced to nothing, forgotten like remnants? Like I said, in an abandoned house for an explorer to go through. These thoughts haunt me day and night. The idea of these memories being tossed aside or taken by those who can't see their worth fills me with tremendous sorrow, which I struggle to express. This was not supposed to happen. My mom, my grandmother, her jewelry and her dishes were supposed to go to my son, the only grandchild. But a drunk took that away. A selfless drunk. The thought that this house, once filled with worth, could one day be abandoned and left to decay fills me with fear and anger. It was supposed to be Kenley's. We had discussed that just maybe a couple weeks before he died. And he could move here in a couple of years. Every inch or every item I touch carries whispers of memories that only I understand. A ring is more than just a ring. It represents a promise of love, of family. The dishes are not merely antiques. They hold meals during holidays, filled with laughter and stories shared across generations. Now, they're just stuff to be thrown out. In this context, creating a will and a trust is an act of love that acknowledges loss. I attempt to preserve my story, our story, even when it does not match my envisioned future. Those who listen understand that legacies are not only about assets and finances. They include love, memories, and the son and stories we want to be heard long after we're gone. We want them to be told. We don't want to be forgotten. And I do hope that this YouTube channel will never let my son be forgotten. When those who are meant to carry these stories forward are taken from us too soon, which is happening too often nowadays, even the simplest acts like signing your name on a piece of paper can feel like they're relieving the lost over and over and over again. Preparing for a future without the person who was your future is one of the hardest things a mother can do. But as I put my pen to those papers and make decisions that carry more weight than I ever thought possible, I remind myself that these painful steps are acts of love for my son, Kenley, and my husband, whom he is with right now, Kenneth. They are the last gifts I can give my son's memory and legacy, and my husband's legacy. As always, I want to thank you for listening and allowing me to share this love, lost, and resilience pace. Remember, every step we take to preserve memories is not just a task, it's a testament to the love that reminds us, even when life takes the hustle terms. Thank you. I am Sarah Raney, not an attorney, but a mother, a victim. I lost my son, Dr. Kenley Gene Raney, and his beautiful dog, Marshall, on January 25th, 2019, to the drunk driver by the name of Dennis Rodriguez Sabeda Jr., which I finally got him in prison. Thank you.